Hi guys! Today we are going to be making ceramics. We are going to make a pinch pot and turn it into a teacup. I have my air dry clay, or I've made some salt dough clay at home. Okay? Now if you have any leftover clay, you could use it to make a little saucer plate for your teacup. Alright, now you're just going to need a small ball of clay, just about the size of that fits in the palm of your hands, okay? And we're going to roll it like this to create a ball. Now, I don't know about you, but I have some cracks in my ball. So I have a little tiny bit of water right here with a napkin underneath. And I just dip one finger at a time in to smooth out some of those cracks. If you get too much water, your clay becomes slippery and slimy, and we don't want that. All right, once you have a ball, you set it in your non-dominant hand, get a little bit of water on your thumb, and you're going to take that thumb and you're going to push it into your ball of clay, but not all the way through. You should see a little thumb indent. Then you can start pinching. When you pinch, you want to wrap your finger all the way around that cup, kind of going all the way around. Not at the top, not at the tippy top. Go all the way down. Have that pointer finger wrap around, and just your thumb is going to go inside the pinch pot, okay? Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to just add a little bit of water because I really like the thickness. It's not too thin. It's about as thick as a delicious cookie. I'm just going to take a little bit of water and work to smooth out any bumps I have, okay? Now, if it did not work out again, just try again. Get a little bit of water and roll it into a ball and try your pinch pot again. It's okay if it takes a few tries, okay? Now, you don't want the bottom too thick or it will just take longer to dry. So here I have my cute little teacup. It's a little bit smaller than this one, but that's okay. Now, I'm going to open my second package of my air dry clay. I'm just going to use some of my scissors here to get it started. And I'm going to use the second package to make my handle and my saucer. Okay? My hands are a little bit more slippery than they were before. All right. All right, guys. Now we have our next little piece of air dry clay, and we are going to break off about a third of it, which is a little more than half, to make our handle. So I've broken that off. I'm going to roll that into a ball. Get my fingers a little wet on the ball. Now, this we want to make a coil that we are going to attach to our little pinch pot. So to make a coil, first you want to make a ball. Then you're going to want to roll it out in between your hands to start to create almost like a hot dog shape, right? You could roll it on a clean surface, a countertop. But I'm just going to keep it in between my hands, applying a little pressure until it's about the correct thickness that I want. About as thick as my teacup. So this is a little bit bigger than I had wanted, so all I'm going to do is break off a little piece, right? Get my fingers wet. Now we want it to be wet in order to attach it to our teacup, okay? So you want to make sure you are blending that handle into your teacup. Now, what you would do in using clay is you would score the teacup. So you could take a pencil, you could take a toothpick, and you draw little lines, almost like creating a rough surface to get the little pieces to stick. So I'm going to put a little water, adding a little slip is what it's called, and I'm going to push down carefully on my teacup. Now I'm putting my thumb inside my teacup to make sure that it doesn't go in my teacup, okay? Blend in that handle, being extra careful. And it's okay if I need to really smooth my teacup, right? I'm just going to push down. I'm supporting the inside of my pinch pot, right? Now, oh gosh, I think that my piece got a little smushed, my handle. I'm just going to take my pencil and help roll out that handle, okay? Just take your time working the handle into the clay of your pinch pot. Now you have your adorable little handle on your teacup. Now we set that to the side. Now I'm going to just add this back in, get my fingers a little wet. I'm going to work the air dry clay a little bit, and I'm going to roll this back out. I'm going to flatten it like a pancake. I'm going to turn this into a cute little saucer for my teacup. I'm just going to carefully pinch it flat, just like a pancake. Now, oh, look, it was coming apart there. So just one little finger of water, add a little bit of water to it. I don't want it too thick. You don't want it too thin, you want it to sit. Now I'm going to make a cute little edge by just pinching the edge of my plate for my salsa. And that's it. It's all set. I'm just going to work on my handle a little bit more. I'm going to make sure my teacup can sit in my saucer, and I have to push the bottom part of my handle up so it can sit in. Now once you're happy and you've smoothed it out just with a little bit of water, let's not have it dry touch. We're going to let it dry overnight and make sure it's completely dry, and then our next step is going to be adding color if we have some paint or markers at home to decorate our teacup and saucer. You can also on the bottom with a sharper pencil, you could write the date that you made it if you have enough space. I'm just going to write the year 2021 on the bottom, okay? All right, our next video, I will show you how we can decorate our little teacups and saucers. All right, I hope you had fun. Hi guys, welcome back. I have my teacup here. It is dry and hard, and I'm ready to add some color. Now, I'm going to do a simple way. There's many ways you can add color to an air dry teacup, including paint, but I'm going to use some basic supplies that I think everyone should have at home. And that's crayons and washable markers, okay? Now, I want you to just pick 2 colors. You don't want to use too many colors or they might wash together and not look good. You also want to pick colors that complement each other, not that are complementary, but that are actually next to each other or near each other on the color wheel. Now, red and purple are next to each other on the color wheel. This is purple, not blue, just so you know. So if I mix them together, the color looks good. If I were to mix red and green, which are complementary colors, they're opposite on the color wheel, that wouldn't look good. So before we even get started, let me do a quick color wheel chart. So we have red and green are complementary colors, purple and yellow, and blue and orange. So you do not want to pick colors that are opposite. You could pick yellow and green, yellow and orange. You could pick orange and red, red and purple, purple and blue, purple and red, blue and green, blue or purple, green and yellow. So you want to pick colors that really are next to each other in the color wheel. So I'm going to go with red and purple. I'm going to get crayons and markers. So first, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you take a crayon. So in the center, I just picked my cup up, and I am going to color actually the outside. My inside was a little too soft still. So I'm going to save that for the marker. So you can see on the outside, you can see I'm getting some good color on my teacup, but you can see some of the strokes. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just color the whole outside red. My bottom's too wet, it's not working. All right, I'm gonna use the marker. So, when I go over the crayon, the marker should only adhere to where the crayon left it white. All right, so next, I'm gonna take my paintbrush and just some water, and I'm going to spread that marker around on my teacup. It has almost like a pink hue to it now. It looks really nice. Now on the inside of my teacup, let's see if I can get that purple marker in there. Now you can tell it doesn't really get on all of my pieces of the clay because there's just some bumps and stuff. So I'm just going to do the best I can to spread it on the clay. All right, so once I have some on, I'm going to get some water. I'm going to try to spread that purple marker around, almost creating a watercolor paint with it. Get the handle. It's a great alternative if you don't have any paints at home. Oh, wow. All right, well, I have my two colors on my teacup, purple and red, which almost look pink. Now I'm ready to move on to my saucer. I'm going to do the top of my saucer purple. So it's a nice contrast when that red cup sits on it. All right, dip it in some water, spread it around. Oh, it's looking good. All right, now on the back side, I'm going to flip it over. Try to color it in with that red marker. Dip it in the water, spread it around. Make sure to clean off your brush. All right, now we're all done.